middle. Oh, damn it. Oh! In the middle, still on the end.
All right, so from Fort Collins, Colorado, we have New Belgium. This is continuing in the series in which we've done Dig and Belgo with our good friend Greg Avola. Now we're doing Fat Tire. Fat Tire is the infamous beer that you hear about especially if you're on the East Coast. It's the most popular beer from New Belgium. So let's check it out.
All right. Maltier than I remember.
Yeah. I was actually ironically looking directly at the words toasty malt flavors when I drank that, and I was like, yes, it
God,
is.
you know what? God, this this. Yeah, all right. Back in the day, now this was my gateway beer. This was it. Because
this is the beer that got you into crack beer.
that's exactly right. Don't freebase with New Belgium. No, no, because. You know, I started getting into. I really got into beer my senior year in college when we, actually we found an actual beer bar near my college and whatever. But it was world beers, not craft beers. So we had a lot of European stuff and whatever, which might actually explain my hatred for most of it. But then I went so I went to school in New York. But then I went back home to Oregon for almost a year right after I graduated college, and that's when I really found craft beer. And the one that kind of got me into that was I walked and went, oh, Fat Tire, that's funny. You know, let me get one of those from the bar that I was at. And then I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And that was what actually got me into craft beer, was this beer itself.
Phil Foley autobiography.
All right, the Brad Ashley autobiography. I grew up in Colorado.
Boring!
We had really good beer all around.
My name's Brad.
We don't screw around.
My mom put Fat Tire in my bottle. Murder, murder, murder.
My mom didn't drink and she was responsible.
I didn't say your mom drank. I said she gave me the beer.
My favorite beer is still Jenny Light, and my mom did put it in.
Right, but that's,
because that's all that comes out of those tap out there.
Exactly. That's the river water out there. Let's be honest, really.
And that's what's killer, is that it's a great beer. I like this beer a lot. I like some of the stuff New Belgium does better, but as the popularity of this beer itself, I'm a little shocked about the toastiness of it, in how many people like it.
Well, if you think about it, though, I mean, you basically have two things to pick if you're going to feature a flavor in your beer. You either feature the hops or you feature the malt, one or the other. Mm-hmm. And for mass appeal, especially for people that aren't really into beer and really don't, and there are still a lot of people that are really into beer that really don't like hops, because that's, out of the two, I think the hops are the more extreme flavor and have the potential to be much more extreme.
In general, not this beer.
No, in general. So I think if you're going to do a mass appeal beer, if you're thinking about it, then going on more on the multi side is a much safer route to go, and you're going to get a much wider mass appeal. No, I hear what you're saying, because if you're coming from Bud,
I agree with you.
Whatever.
I think Phil, I think you're missing the point.
I wasn't aware I was making one.
That might lead to why you were missing it. Let's go ahead and review the infamous Fat Tire from Fort Collins, Colorado, New Belgium. I'm going to give it an 8.2. The reason why I give it a little bit lower is because I'm a little more knowledgeable about craft beer. Mm-hmm. I have had stuff from them. I thought Dig is fantastic, and this is just a weird New Belgium plug. I thought Dig was amazing.
Which one's Dig?
It was their spring beer. You didn't have it.
No, I know. I was just wondering
it's their spring beer. Amazing. Ranger IPA, phenomenal. I actually really liked the smoothness of it, but it was still an IPA, and I really liked their 1554. I've liked a lot of Paddle, and I've liked Flip Flop and all of their seasonals. Fat Tire is still a really solid beer. That's why it's an 8.2, but it's nothing amazing.
No, I definitely agree. Like I said, I get definitely a warm place in my heart for this being my gateway. I'm just going to go a straight 8.0 for the same reasons that, yes, this is definitely a delicious beer. It's fantastic. It got me in the whole thing, but I know there are better beers out of New Belgium, just in general, that I like better. But it's a solid beer. This is actually being our gateway beers. That should be a big hint that if you can find this and you have friends that don't like beer or don't think they like beer or don't know anything about craft beer, this might be my choice for the best beer to give them. Realistically. I mean, I know we talk about the best beer to introduce people to hops and the best beer to introduce people to stouts or porters or whatever. Like, this might be the overall best craft beer introduction you can do.
I think I'm gonna cut the middle again, on the toastiness issue, and saying that I would definitely bring this to a party if I knew the people there weren't going to, really know as much about craft beer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I would say it was the best though to introduce people.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it would be something where like I would bring it to a party. Some people would appreciate it a lot and be like, "Wow, what is this?" Other people probably wouldn't touch it. Or maybe not wouldn't touch it. They'd have one and not really want another.
Sure.
Because it's not offensive in any way.
Right.
And it's actually really delicious. I have to say I like hops better, but I always find that I get into certain types of beers and then I forget about other types of beers and then I really want to go back and learn about them. So recently I've been getting into more malty beers again and really trying to appreciate the malt flavors, and this is, right up that new alley. I'm going to give it a 7.5 though.
Cool.
Thank you, New Belgium.
Always good. Can't wait for your Ranger IPA to be up here en masse.
It's a great beer. This is a good beer too. It's fun.
Yeah. We're not here to have fun. We're here to work.
Dear friends, mine.
We're not here to have fun.
Well, boy,